What's up, everyone? I'm back another video for itch.io, and this time we're doing Iris through the looking glass. Basically, 8 SCP containment game. First of all, I'm gonna say this because I usually don't applaud the menus too much because they're very generic between visual novels, and this one might use the same visual novel engine as something like the soccer games. It has a similar design, but as you can see, it has a lot more going with it. Like, obviously you got the picture, which every game has. That's nothing new. There's sometimes like we see pictures move. You know, that's not new. It's cool, but it's not new. But if you look here, you got all these menus here. And you got a layer picture here, animated picture. And you got another picture right here. But that doesn't even explain it. If you go to settings, you notice that it's completely, like, it's obviously got the same kind of style, but the way all the menus look, because in the last one it had the similar style. It had a it looked just like every other game, visual novel game, basically that uses the same engine, same style. So you got all this here, and even though it's basically the same, it looks really cool. And if you look right here, there's some extra stuff. I can't really see it because I can't really zoom in. But this probably has some other bits and pieces that, you know, you two guys can pause and try to see in. So overall, it's pretty cool. I usually don't applaud the menus too much because they're kind of generic. Not too many good menus. You know, I mean, I like menus. Like, obviously when I played Mother Curly Love, it's basically this very static menu. But once you beat the game and got the good, true ending, and the menu changed and it looked better. So, but yeah, okay, what we would do is I don't think this is gonna be overly scary anyway. So I'm gonna get myself a drink because I'm thirsty. Okay. Part of my daily routine including dropping by this one lobby after school, but not because of any particular fondness for it. In an age where I could read manga on my phone with only one click, I've never saw much appeal in physical books. Somebody screwed fascinating! Oh, that was Siri Senpai standing right next to a sign, no loud talking, written with large bold fonts. Siri Senpai. She was still used to and vice president of the student council at my high school. Next to some ancestors from Canada, USA, her hair color resembled honey in sunlight. Her eyes were so bright and ultramarine that it was hard to believe the color was natural. She is a weird girl. Let's get right down to it. Cotton finger. I'm a normal height boy, and she was anime taco, so she was so high, used so hard to apply pressure. It scares me and I pull away every time. My back rimmed against the bookcase while I namely caught a few books that fell from the shelves. There was some really strange rumors surrounding this library. People say this library is part of the several wonders of the school. And I'm not sure you know, but apparently this library was originally part of a university that was closed. It was a little hard to understand that girl. She never bothered to stop and gather her thoughts. She let her words spill over, but I feel like I should at least pretend to listen, so I tipped her my head like an idiot. That's what makes it one of our school's 7 wonders. I'm nuts about paranormal stuff, so I've been looking into it. Like, I didn't know that. That was precisely why I decided to talk to her in the first place. I was currently caught up in some supernatural scheme of my own. If I asked parents, teachers, or friends, I have no doubt they would just laugh it off, say something like, "Where did you come up with that crazy idea?" I turned to this upperclassman, a girl who'd been ostracized but never once backed down from a declaration of "I love the supernatural." That love was on full display. This library is incredible, full of mysterious and creepy. She drew so close that I swore it was bad for my pure adolescent heights, and then she broke into a big grin. Her eyes are scary. I don't know Because those are the kind of look like those heart eyes ghosts give you when they have a crush on you. But I don't think they're heart eyes, I think they're just straight red pupils. And that is terrifying. Throwing both eyes wide open, she began to cast lustful glances around. Lustful? Taking a 70 breaths, there was no wagging. The way her breath touched my forehead when she exhaled, I think it was her heart eyes actually. The two of us were surrounded by countless eyes of library slide. Even though it was an early summer's afternoon, the light was dim and gloomy. Flamed down the black curtains lowered over the windows to prevent the books from yellowing. Apparently, the fluorescent lights away along the ceiling were burnt out. They failed to offer any light at all. Old window closing. But bluntly, it was one creepy library. Going to by the stains and creaks along the walls, it was a rather old building. Old and cobwebs completely over in places where damp had set it in. The place was particularly in ruins. It was hard to believe this building was currently in use. I guess nobody wanted to set foot in that creepy place because I didn't see any librarians. Let alone other patrons, brothers and dyers. Senpai and I were the only ones here. I was curious to where actual mayors. To continue with a rant. Gosh, this place is creepy. Otherwise, actually, there were so many rumors I can't remember them all. For instance, they say there's a demon that will pop out of a book, heal, and grant anyone a wish in exchange for your soul. And if you crack open this one other unlabeled book, your fate will appear on the blank page for you to read. If you stick your hand in the crack between the stacks, you can get drawn to another world. There are a whole bunch of awesome rumors. Oh, there's even one about a girl who reads all by his lonesome self for all eternity in the girl's restroom, and that room is sealed shut. Actually, mind if I go to the girl's room? Seeming to think none of asking that awkward questions, she spun right around. She was on a cloud nine. It seemed pretty safe to assume that her love of ghost stories was real. Fortunately, I didn't kill for that sort of game. As far as I was concerned, an upperclassman going gaga over scary stories and creepy rumors just looked nuts. I had to come in for cheap truths and ghost stories. Honestly, I was more than ready to leave. Okay. I'd like to take a sec to review what you told me, so be sure to correct me if I'm wrong about anything. The other day, you come to this library to do some of your summer homework, correct? Somebody must have noticed she was getting a little short on pushing her space, because she slid back a few steps before continuing. You had to write a personal reflection on a reading assignment, right? A stupid piece of homework. But since you're a relatively diligent student, you decided to take it seriously and went to the nearest library. Not just you happen to be here, right? And that's where you encountered the phenomenon. Somebody picked up one of the books that had fallen earlier and began carelessly flipping through the pages. Wasn't there supposed to be a folder stuck inside every single book you picked up in the library? If it was simple as that, it would be nothing to freak out about. I suppose that some of us who borrowed books from the library used voice to their bookmarks. We probably forgot to move them before we returned the books. But if that was the extent of the situation, it wouldn't have me so upset. I wouldn't turn to this reader for help either. What book you grabbed and flipped open, there was no folder, there was always the same. Regardless of which stacks of books you tried. Do you still have one by any chance? No way. There was no standard that I put them back in the books I found them in. I didn't see a good way outside of detaining one, and honestly, just going out with them didn't seem right. Oh, way bad. If there was still any, I could use one to dig up a whole bunch of aliens. Oh, just so you know, it's not like I don't believe you, anything, Baka. Is it? Physical evidence is real in the world of the occult. Senpai shouted before a stern look suddenly crossed her face. All this real can be explained logically. Someone could come up with a very complicated joke. It simply requires stuffing a photograph in each book in this library. It's workable for me or any person so far as that is concerned to put off a touch of assertion. Yeah, that's the place where things get truly bizarre. Exactly, this is where the story took a go for the genuinely phenomenal. Even after you left, you found an image of her stuck in each book you opened. It didn't make a difference in the event that was a school reading material, a book available to be purchased, a manga magazine, or something different like that. These photographs show up in all books you open, any place regardless, correct? Right, there was clearly something strange going on here. No coherent classification will cover this. It was surely an extra marvel. It's accurate to say that someone was venturing out in front of me and stuffing photographs in each book I may open, perhaps? I was unable to perceive what anybody needed to acquire from that, and it was extremely ridiculous for anyone to pull off. I thought that it was difficult to envision there was an individual, or that then again an association that would profit by me discovering pictures stuck inside books. At whatever point I discovered them, it just so surprised me. It wasn't as though the pace of my heartbeat and the speed of Earth's turn were connected, so there wasn't anything to acquire from scaring a person like me. The likelihood that somebody wrote me to death it was doing this to torture me didn't appear to be likely by the same token. Existence I thought shouldn't bring about such hate. I was in some other commonplace secondary school kid out there. Plus, in the event that somebody planned to menace me, a superior wage me is sticking something gross, or if something else utilizes a really upsetting photograph. However, each time I found a photograph stuck in a book, it was of the same cute girl. I accept that young lady is a colleague of yours, and what she says she is most certainly not. Senpai grimaced mindfully. You could essentially hear the cobwebs turning in her mind. I could offer her a response to this one. I was sure beyond a shadow of a doubt I've never met the girl before. She was a complete and total stranger. Despite the fact that I didn't have a psyche so explained that I could recall everyone I met, subsequently to rack up my cerebrum trying to recollect her. I was experiencing a mental breakdown. I've never seen her. I couldn't see how I had anything to do with this for a minute. Also, she was outsider, likely a Westerner. Despite the fact that it was hard for a Japanese person such as myself to figure the age of a Caucasian, I thought she was likely someone near my age, either in her mid-20s or late adolescence. Wearing a short, caring appearance, her beautiful face was suggestive of a blossoming spout. Neither her eyes nor hair were essentially a regular tone, which gave off an impression of being considered as fairly normal for Westerners. Regardless, there was consequently an old camera in her grasp. It gave her an enthusiastic air, some way or another similar to people by her. Her easygoing clothing showed. Oh, I didn't get a chance to read that. Her easygoing clothing showed a lack of engagement design, a considerable lot of her arbitrary. She was particularly ordinary. The loud-looking young lady appeared to be added to call these photographs for offensive photos. Probably claimed sent by folded arms and fell into profound idea. At last she said, "I wonder who she is. I've never heard of anything like this before. I'm sure she must be related to you somehow. After all, no one has seen the girl in the photo. I checked online to see if anyone else has a similar experience, but no one cares about it. That didn't help. I really don't know this girl. Based on the genetic curiosities, I think Senpai is closer to being related to girls than I am." After hard thinking, Senpai held her head, and as always, curiosity revealed her own foreign energy. She cried, "God, I just don't know. This is too far out there. If the girl in the photo makes threats such as imposing a fatal curse on you, it will make things much easier. Okay? That would become the standard ghost story, but from the current situation, I don't know what this ghost wants to do. I don't want to die by a curse. Of course this is a creepy situation, but in the end it seemed harmless, so at least I didn't live in fear. I'm just curious about what happened to the girl in the photo and the photo. It also makes me feel frustrated to think that photos like this will appear in any book I open in my life. If possible, I would like to do something about this supernatural phenomenon. If you only know who the girl is, can you try to solve this problem? If I knew her name and nationality, I might be able to find something online. Do you know? Senpai's problem made me at a loss. All the photos I've found so far share almost exactly the same layout. There are slight differences between each photo, but the overall image remains unchanged. There's a girl in central. The lens is very magnified. Close-up shots of her face or upper body consume most of the frame. You see the background is usually just a blank big concrete wall. A nondescript environment that only vaguely evokes speculation that she could be the hospital person or wishes to suit. Except for the girl, no one else appeared in the photo and she did nothing to provide insights about her character. She's either daydreaming, staring at me, or sleeping. They are a simple photo similar to passports and resumes. If I had the investigation skills of a good detective, I cannot tell her anything. Well, I think our identity is just one of the things we have to start researching. I will fully support you, so please rest assured. Let's make the most of your miraculous account with the occurrence we live in the modern world. Let's do our best, partner. Put it there. Senpai then showed a sign of composure, but forced me to shake hands and then began swinging my arms up and down. It is true that in the 21st century when science is booming, such strange phenomena are really encountered. I bet that Senpai didn't want this opportunity to let her slip away. Although Senpai's real person, it is no secret, but she did it only to satisfy her curiosity. It feels so good to remove the whole thing from my chest. Always give it to myself. It makes me feel very frustrated. Okay, after solving this, let's start some tests. Senpai begins to carefully examine a book that was still in her hands, one page at a time. It looks like there's no picture hidden in this book. Senpai took her time examining it carefully. The cover is carefully designed so you cannot delete it, which makes sense because it is a library book. I don't see anywhere a photo could be hiding. She proceeded to hand it to me. So next I want you to try. Unless you're a top magician, if any of those photos is taken out of the book, it is really a supernatural phenomenon. Oh, I'm so excited. I took the book that Senpai had just confirmed that there is no photo. As she said, it is physically impossible for photos to slip off the page. Of course, unless Senpai feels naughty and decides to slide the photo in before handing it over in order to play a stupid trick on me. I've never spoken to before. I don't fully believe her on 100%. On the other hand, it means that she has no reason to laugh at or deceive me. To be honest, if I keep down every little thing, I will find none. Fairly nervous, I suddenly opened the book and flipped through the pictures briskly. Okay. Are there any pictures? Actually, please wait a moment. I want to record. I want to record it on my smartphone. Give me a few seconds. So cool. Hope I can witness the big moment. Senpai was so excited she was practically vibrating. This is really annoying, but I'm too busy with my own parts to deal with. When I flipped through the page consistently like any other book, I found it. The photo appears. I had it in the crest below the center of the spine. 4 chills run down my back. No way, are you kidding me? Senpai took his mobile phone out of his pocket, but shooting was a bigger challenge. The photo slipped from her hand. She chased it, her eyes wide in surprise. I was speechless. As usual, a photo appeared in the book I was holding. It was flipped backwards, so I essentially touched the photo to flip it. This photo is nothing but. Let me see it. I want to see it. Come on. Senpai quieted and her harsh voice suddenly became distant. As her quiet voice faded away, a warm feeling slowly engulfed my whole body. This is different from everything I've experienced before. Like I'm being held by a huge hand. My eyes fell on the image pictured on a small standard size photo. Okay, that was like SCP so she is cute. I'm not gonna lie, it's weird because her design looks drastically different than the Bo's design. Siri design, yeah. It actually looks like a normal seat version. It is large side looks a little different. But I like it. I want to steal her cute thing. But I do feel like it's seeping into my soul a little bit. Sis girl in the picture looked up at me with a touch of distress. Take the photo. take it with me. That was the end of the demo. I hope you enjoyed the first demo and something like a... Hope you enjoyed my first demo and something like a game level. And our little team, like Orb Studios, we would be glad if you could give us some of your opinion. See you next time. Hey. Okay. Now, I'm not gonna say too much about it. And second, well, first of all, there's the picture of the girl right there at the top left, where we saw, and then there's a picture at the bottom. I don't know why there's another one. My guess is it might be a second picture we'll see with the bottom half. Kind of showing more. It's okay. One big problem I have with it though. One super big problem. And I'll try to talk to the babe about this too. The only big problem I have with this is that, well, two, I guess. One, I don't mind the main character talking to himself, but he talks to himself a little too much, so it gets really boring. It doesn't carry it on a whole lot. He talks to himself too much. And it's fine to go over your thoughts. Lots of games do that. But he does talk to himself quite a bit. So, I don't know, maybe that changed. He is trying to explain why he's feeling, so you kind of understand him. But, I mean, it's just, he does talk to himself quite a bit. But that's not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is, there's no way to really tell if he's talking to himself or if he's talking to Siri. Because there's no indication. But most visual novels do, is that when he's talking to himself, they take off the U part of his name, or they take off the name of the character. And then that indicates that he's talking to himself. He's in his thoughts. And then when he talks to somebody, they put his name back on it. So it makes it hard to really tell. Like, you can tell if he's talking to himself by what he says, because, you know, Siri won't mention nothing about it. Because he wasn't saying it to her. But because of how the game is, there needs to be a way to tell if he's talking to himself or to her. That way you can better judge what's going on and you don't wonder. Because at first I was wondering, I was like, is she not gonna say nothing about that? It's like, he said something kind of harsh. But it's because he wasn't talking to her, he was talking in his head. That's really my only kind of complaint with it, really, I guess. So, anyway, hope you guys and girls enjoyed that. I did, and I will see you guys and girls in the next video. Bye bye.